We are at the end of a sequence of several years where it has been raising on the international agenda, ending up with the Nagoya agreements. The attention on biodiversity may have subsided just a little bit, but now is the time to deliver on the commitments, and this is a huge challenge because it has been an ongoing challenge for at least a century, and we have not yet found the ways to tackle it. So with the forum, we really want to look at how we can do more or better than we have done until now on this issue. I think the difficulty is that on the one hand, we already have been doing a lot in terms of practical activities, protected areas, contractual protection, sensitization of the public, etc., etc. And on the other hand, it's clear that the order of magnitude of the changes that we're bringing is absolutely not up to the challenge. So it's rather than just identifying practical things to do, it is trying to reflect in depth on that lag, on that fundamental difficulty that we have in getting up to speed to the challenge. That is one major aim of the forum. You're not going to make me give optimistic statements. I think the challenge is somewhere else. Anyway, I think things are going to change in massive ways in the 21st century. We're not going to avoid the ecological crisis. So the question is rather, first, how are we going to navigate it? And second, how good are we going to do the best that we can in order to go through it and out of it with what we can keep and what we can build for the following decades. But it's not anymore a matter of trying to stabilizing the situation, I think. Anyone who's my age can easily see that if they go to their region, the region where they grew up, that what there is now in terms of biodiversity is a degraded shadow of what was there 40 years ago. Be it common birds in the UK or in France, being wetlands in Europe, tropical forests, whatever. They have been degrading extremely fast, and we have not yet managed in any way to curb that degradation. We can also see that we have managed on some species in some areas to improve the situation or stabilize or even improve. So we know it's possible to do better than we are doing. I think there are several things that we have to attempt at the same time. Even with the brakes on in a major way, we have not managed to stop deforestation or depletion of fish stocks. But still, we must keep applying the brakes to avoid the catastrophe as much as we can. And also, it's not going to happen everywhere at the same time, so we must continue that effort. At the same time, in some other areas, especially those which have already been degraded in a major way, we can see examples of things that are improving in smaller ways. An example is the current effort on biodiversity in towns in developed countries. This is an example where you can go back to other forms of biodiversity enhancement. And then there is a major challenge ahead on ecological engineering. Because we know that many ecosystems are going to change whatever we do because of climate change and systemic change of several sorts, then we'll also have to accompany them in order to make them work in some way, ecologically, in terms of services, in terms of biodiversity. So I think we have to fight on several fronts there. What strikes me is that in terms of practical tools, the creativity is huge. There are many people out there trying solutions, promoting solutions. The toolbox is absolutely enormous. You have full books with one tool per page on what could be done. examples, etc. I think that what we miss more is a stronger sense of direction, and this is really where the forum can help. Look for deeper reflection on strategy and sense of direction. And also, if you have these new profiles from enterprise, NGO, academia, who have changed a lot over the last decades, they have adopted very flexible and ubiquitous roles, but it's important to check that some functions are still fulfilled, like high vigilance or the capacity to say no, or to oppose, or to insist on getting results. And so that's the capacity of that new system to act in a decisive manner is not obvious. Its capacity to innovate is strong, but its capacity to act in a decisive manner is less obvious. And this is the sort of, if you wish, philosophical or strategic thinking I would like to see emerge from the forum.